Shout out to the Daily Pursuit and Smiley. Well, Flood Gang is an enterprise that's founded by my brother Salvatore Parigio, and he told me to be the president of it, so I'm kind of in control of it. But basically, Flood, stands to dominate, like push, with extreme force as far as water and stuff. But Gang, an organized group of people coming together for one cause. So Flood Gang basically meaning we're going to push ourselves onto people, whether it's music, videos, engineering, Photoshop. Like, we are self-taught in a lot of different things. So whether it's not just in the music aspect that you all hear us, you will know of us and you will see us, whether it's with the branding and all. So it's just basically dominating. We're forcing ourselves into your face. Social media really plays a big aspect in my life. It really promoted as far as my support base, because I don't like to say the word fan, but it really, promoted that. I went from having to beg my family and friends to please listen to my music, and it really got tiring. So when Vine first came out, a lot of people wasn't on it just yet. It was probably new for like 5 months, and I remember having to talk with my brothers, and I went in their room. I was like, yo, it's a new app, and I'm seeing a lot of people, go viral and blow up off of it, so I'm gonna do it. And they literally laughed at me, but they was like, you know what, if you want to do it, we all for it. So when I was the first one to get on Vine, slowly my following grew, and then I started introducing them all to Flood Gang. Yeah, everybody started having a Flood Gang in their name, and then it just helped promote us a lot. And from Vine it went to Instagram, and now I'm still being active with the music. I have a lot of people that watch my growth over the years because of social media, so I'm thankful for it. I actually did. I had one page where I was doing like a lot of funny stuff, because I'm naturally, outgoing and funny. So it's just me capturing things on film, like on camera. But I saw my friend ThA, he took off so far into, the Instagram and the comedy, and then he started getting paid for it. But every time he wanted to put out music, nobody took it serious. So I took from that, because I had 40K on Instagram on my last one, and I had wanted to restart it, and a lot of people were like, why would you do that? You could convert them into that following. And I was like, I struggled with that a little bit on Vine, trying to convert them to support the music. And even though they did, a lot of people did see the serious side of me, and it kind of was ruining my image and my brand, so I kind of started over. Currently, right now, me and my brother L-T Terror, we just joined as a duo within the last month. We just dropped our first single, Shallow Waters, which is now out everywhere on every platform. We shot the video as well. We're pushing that as the single for it, because anybody that knows me off of Vine or Instagram and music, you're familiar with L-T Terror. Even if you find my music, he's a similar artist. He's always on tracks, featured on his. And a lot of our songs that went viral, or a lot of our songs that's doing the most numbers, we're all featured on them. So we just decided to team up as a duo and just push it that way.
L-T Terror, I've been doing music for a long time, probably like 14 years. But for the past 4, I've been working with Flood Gang kind of exclusively. They kind of welcomed me in as a brother, so I always had the most fun making music with them. It's like, why not team up with a group of good people? So, well, L-T Terror is weird. It started off with the Living Triumph Terror, because people used to call my father Terror. So when I was a kid, I used to call myself Little Terror. But I didn't really like the negative connotation. Is that the word? It don't matter. You know what I mean. So I didn't like the negativity that kind of came behind it, because people would look at me, even though I was living a certain lifestyle, I didn't want people to look at me that way. So I tried to make it something positive. At 13, that's what I came up with, the Living Triumph Terror. Of course, it's stupid now, so it's just now L-T Terror. That's the truth, honest to God. I'm sorry. I wish it was a smarter, better, thought-out answer, but it's not.
My answer get kind of like dark real quick. Basically, I got the name Swave from my sister. She was always wanted to be a female rapper, but in 07, she had got killed by a boyfriend. So yeah, about 09, like that was my outlet. She was a problem child, and people really didn't understand her. So she always told me, you know, growing up as a kid, like, people are mean, people are evil, and your best thing to do is, if you ever feeling a way and people aren't listening, write your feelings out. So about 09, a friend of mine, he saw, you know, I was writing like poems and raps and stuff, and he brought me around to the studio that he had, and he was like, oh, yo, like, you can really rap, like, you can write. What would your rap name be? So I was like, you know what, I'll probably take the name that my sister gave me, Swave. So at the time, he had a funny name, but mine was funny, like Kid Swave. Yeah, we're gonna scratch that. So after Kid Swave, I was like, I don't really, you know, I can't be a kid forever. It's like, Young Jeezy, at some point, gotta come off. But then it was like Topnotch, because I believe in progression. So anybody around me or anybody, you know, that you talk to will tell you, like, one thing about Swave, and even people that watch me on Vine, he's consistent. He's always trying to top everything he does. He never stops, and I don't care for opinions. I'm always my worst critic, so I'm trying to get better. So that's how Topnotch Swave came into play.
Okay, so the group name is literally ThA, but if you spell it out, it's just idiots. How we came up with it, we were sitting down being idiots.
We were being our natural selves.
I'm
so
serious.
He was like, you know what? He turned to me, and it's kind of funny because at first, when we introduced him as far as Flood Gang, we met him on Vine, he didn't want to be in our group. He didn't want to be, you know, anything part of it.
Trash, right?
And that's true. You know, at the end of the day, like, all our songs started featuring him, and it took me 2 years to show him and get better until it started saying L-T featuring Topnotch Swave. So I ain't really studying. But as far as how the name came together, we was really sitting there and we was like, you know, we'll be a duo. And what we be, I say, you know, me sitting next to you, we'll just be like number 10, so I don't really know how that'll work out. And he was like, you know, at my job, it's this thing called ThA error. And, you know, he can explain that half, but that's where the 10 came up from.
In the tech world, right, I do customer support on my side gig, because, you know, I'm a real nigga. Sick, you feel me? No, I'm bullshit. But in the tech world, they got a saying where, like, if a customer's making a mistake, like, I can't put my password in, but it's not the password, it's the customer, we'll have a saying, well, that's an ThA error. Because the customer don't know we just called him an idiot. So they'll be like, yeah, okay, got you. Bet. He was like, we look like the number 10, and I was like, well, you're an idiot. And then, I don't know, it just came out of nowhere, like, well, I think we should just go ahead and call it ThA. And then I looked it up. I didn't see any other groups with that name, so it's like, look, that's God, man. Let's just put it together. Right now, it's a single called Shallow Waters. I was actually working on the song for myself, but I kept hearing his voice on it, and then when we recorded it, it just felt like us. It felt so good. I was like, man, this got to be something we put out. And then, since we always featured on each other's songs, like, we do most of our music together, I was like, well, we need to just go ahead and package this and make it into a duo. And that's when we came up with ThA. The acronyms kind of spell out idiot, but I don't want folks just calling me an idiot.
It defines us.
Yeah. You want that?
Depression. That's exactly how. No, I'm so serious. But I kind of get my creativity off of, you know, feeding off of everything that I'm going through. And most people will look at it like, you know, how is that possible? But it's either going to make or break you. And you can sit there and complain, or you can sit there and be like, you know, turn this into a positive outlet. So if I'm going through it, I gotta go create. You know, I could easily go and let my anger have me make bad decisions, but instead, you know, I'm like, let's go and record. So that's how I stay focused.
Facts. It's more about knowing yourself. Like, I know how I'm gonna behave when I'm in a certain vibe, so I know how that doesn't benefit me. So if I know that's gonna happen if I'm in a low energy mode, I need to combat that with what I love to do, and that's always making music. So he's not lying. Depression is definitely a main focus, because if you sulk in it, you're not gonna get nothing from it. But if you kind of work it, you work against it. I always say it's like power in motion. You start putting the work in, everything else kind of follows. So that's what keeps us there.
I talk in that.
I can't even spell depression.
We got about $10 in our account. Okay, so
it's gonna happen today.
You want the answer from me or him?
Go first.
Alright. You want me to tell him your answer so you don't feel judged? He gonna spend it on liquor. Yes.
Brandy.
And I'm going to spend it on food. Like, you know, you gotta survive at the end of the day. The money will come back, but a wise friend told us, don't ever say that you're broke. So if we had $10, we would just say we're in between blessings. You know, like, we ain't got it all. So that's how we gonna look at it.
Jesus gonna take us back tomorrow. We good.
To just create, to just basically every day be productive. I really hate spending days where I'm not productive, and it really bothers me more than anything. Like, I don't care if I gotta send out email blasts, I don't care if I gotta reach out to blogs for interviews myself, because I am an artist and nobody's gonna take you serious or follow your lead until they see you're doing it. So every day I have to be productive.
Mine is more of just enjoying my day and trying to have the most fun at what I gotta do. Because the work not gonna stop. I still got a set of responsibilities, a set of objectives I gotta get done. So when I wake up, my first thing is kind of reverting that mind state of I don't want to do this. Just kind of getting into I want to do this, and that's kind of how we feed off each other. Because like he says, if we're not productive, then we kind of fall into that same mode. So just getting things done and sticking to our tasks. That's always the focus. You can follow both of us on our group page, which is Who's the Idiot on Instagram.
Make sure when you spell an idiot, you put 10 in between, you know, the ID and the T. But outside of that,
saying these things out loud,
it's just
I'm not proud of it.
Hey man, we was proud we made it. But my name is Topnotch Swave on everything, and you really can't miss me. I wear my own name on my shirts every day, different colors. But Topnotch Swave, and his is L-T Terror. And we also had a Flood Gang page, so you can follow that, FLUDGANG. Jesus. No, that wasn't else, but no, that. I'm sorry. I hope I don't offend anybody.
So you
really
can't use Jesus?
It's for higher power. We're not gonna get it.
Strike him, Lord. Not
he gonna strike us. So, just basically goals. Basically, more than anything, I cannot live day by day without goals that I have to set for myself, because most people look at it like, you know, you need days to rest. That's still a goal. Like, if you decide I need one day of rest to rest completely, it's a goal, because it keeps you organized. It keeps you going, and it stops my mind from going all over the place. And here's his liquor.
I joke a lot. I would say liquor as a joke, but honestly, one thing I really cannot live without is music. Absolutely. Because before I was an artist, I was a fan, and I'm always gonna be a fan. It just so happens that liquor makes music 10 times better. But still, my answer is music. Thank you. I ain't dying right now. Why would I have like that? It's a setup, bro.
If y'all watching this, we ain't make it. No, I just really do. I really do want to shout out to the Daily Pursuit for reaching out to me as far as this interview, because I've been reaching out to a lot of people, and you know, I get more excited about emails than notifications at this point. I feel old, but I'm just trying to do a lot with music, so I really appreciate this opportunity, and for allowing me to bring LT as well. So.
Same here, man. I appreciate doing fun things with my friends. I appreciate having a career that I literally get to explore and learn myself every single day. I appreciate y'all for even letting me come up here. I really was gonna sit on the sideline, but you know, they wanted to represent for the big boys. So I'm here. That's my last words. Mama, I love you.